You're listening to Greater Good Radio Hawaii. Please visit us online at greatergoodradio.com. Today's guests are Naomi Hazelton and Jamie GIAMBRONE, founders and publishers of Pacific Edge magazine. So what was the next step from there? You said the rest was history. What was the next step, and what were some of the triumphs and challenges that you went through, especially from the beginning? You're on your own and ready to go.
I think one of the largest challenges is either one of us had never owned a business or ran a business on our own. This was our first publication. Had never produced a magazine or anything like it prior. Another challenge was that we were both working full-time jobs. Naomi was working with the Visitor publication, and at that point I was full-time employed by the United States Army. So there was a lot of things that were going on other than just the publication. So it was more like our part-time job.
And then how do you get this kind of thing started then? If you're working full-time, she's working full-time, she's going through school, what are the steps that you take in order to make this thing happen?
Well, the first thing is it's a lot of late nights. It was a lot of nights up until past midnight. And for me, it was getting up at 5:30, going to work, and Naomi the same thing. But it was a lot of asking questions. It was a lot of research. How do you even incorporate a business, or what are the legal ramifications and the accounting principles and steps that you have to get in place before you even start? Then was, who are we going to tap into for graphic design? Who is going to do our writing? We don't even know what systems we need in place to make all this happen. So it was a lot of it was trial by error.
Did you have a mentor come in and help you, or somebody kind of guide you along?
One mentored, a couple that helped us a lot was Naomi's mother and father, who helped us a lot along the way and gave us a lot of really good advice. And they have had some good experience that they've shared with us.
I think, too, to add to that, it's really important to remember your relationships. And relationships in Hawaii are very important, but you can also say relationships in the world are important as well. And being from Hawaii, we all say that our relationships are important, but I don't want to touch base just on that. It was because of our relationships and relationships in the past through print media and through networking and through just living and being in Hawaii and Kauai as well that helped us get to where we are today. And I think that's one of the most important aspects of Pacific Edge magazine from a standpoint of looking at the positive. I know we were talking about the challenges, but I wanted to bring that up. And I also wanted to discuss the challenge of working together in a new relationship. And I think you both can appreciate that. And I think it's really looking at boundaries and roles. And it's working together at the same time and focusing on each other's specific creative aspects, if you will, and knowing what those are. And then it was fun because we actually were living in a house, renting at the time, and there was 5 roommates, and people were coming in and out, and we had one little desk, and we were sitting there crammed together with 2 computers, laying everything out till like 3 a.m. And we went out, and I went out from a sales and marketing standpoint and had nothing to show for it. But it was because of those relationships that people said, we will definitely support you 150%.
Is that how you guys fell in love, working at the same desk?
Well, you know it. Actually, we fell in love. Do you want me to comment on that?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
We met actually at a launch party for a publication at the W Hotel, and I was there doing market research, and Jamie happened to be there.
He happened to be the research?
He happened to be the research. We could talk about chemistry also.
So one thing that's real important in starting any business is the financial portion of it. Was that hard for you folks to raise the money to get this whole thing started, not necessarily having a prototype or something to show people?
To be totally honest with you, we had no investment whatsoever. We had no partners, we had no capital, we had no financial backing. I just knew in my heart, I honestly knew in my heart that we would make this work. And once the first, second, and third sponsor came on board, it became a domino effect after that. And it's because of our sponsors that we were able to stay in the black, they say, right? Mm-hmm. For the first issue. I'm not very good with
So right off the bat, you made money?
Right off the bat, we made money. We couldn't pay ourselves, but we could pay, obviously we could make sure that the business went to print and that everyone else was taken care of and that we produced a very high quality publication from the standpoint of the paper and the glossiness and the whole 9 yards.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more on Greater Good Radio.